Good morning, students. I am Mr. RiverPoem. I am going to teach you unit number 2.3 of English. And the title of unit number 2.3 is The Little River Standard 8. Now, in nature, there are many things to watch, and you see that there are trees in the nature, there is the sun in the sky, there is the moon in the sky, as well as there are the stars in the sky. Such a great thing, a great factor of the nature is the river. So, the title of unit number 2.3, The Little River. You also enjoy in the water of river. River is the main part of the nature, and we also just swim in the nature, swim in the river. Such a river, the poet has described the river in this poem. First of all, I read the poem loudly. Please open your books. Page number is 37. The Little River. Please, when I read the poem loudly, at that time you just see the lines carefully, and I will ask you some questions on it. So be careful and see the lines I am reading. Page number 37. Title: The Little River. Our little river, it meanders along. In summer, the water is only kin deep, and cows and carts can cross it with ease. For the banks, though high, are not too steep. No sign of slime. The sands shine bright. On one shore, cash fields blossom white, chirping mynas to that sight. The jackal's howl is heard there at night. Across lie groves of mangoes and palm. The village trees dwell in their cool shade. Gulls and boys bark close to the bank, splashing with the gamchas as they wade. At dusk and dawn, once their bath is done, the deep wash clothes to trap small fish. To their household tasks, the wise return, having used river sand to spot each dish. In Ashad, clouds gather, the waters rise. The rivers inspire, the current grows strong. The air is rife with babbling sounds as the muddy torrent swells along. The woods as sure stir to life again, and our village wakens to celebrate the rain. In this way, I have read the entire poem loudly. With the correct pronunciations, I think you must have also seen each line while I was reading. Now, here I ask a question for you. You please open your notebooks. The first part of the notebook is for the classwork, and the second part of the notebook is for the homework or English workshop. So, in the first part of your notebook, you write subject English, write unit number 2.3, the little river, and I am going to write a question on the blackboard. You also write the same question in your notebook and find out the answer of this question. What does the poet describe in this poem? Now you write the question in your classwork and write a question. What does the poet describe in this poem? Read the poem silently and carefully and find out the answer of this question. I repeat the question here again. What does the poet describe in this poem? Okay. Now you may write the answer afterwards also. Here you have to write after writing the answer of this question. You write the title Glossary and Notes. Glossary and Notes. Okay. Under this title, you write the glossary given at the right hand of the page, at the right side of the page. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 words in bold types. You write all these words in your notebook one by one. You write all these words. For example, the first word is menders. The second word is slime, cash, gamchas, weight, washcloths, score, inspect, ripe, babbling, torrent, stirred life. You write all these words in your notebook one by one, and then find the meaning of these words. In your dictionary and write all the meanings in your notebook very carefully. Yes, I think you have understood. You just write all these glossary in your notebook one by one. There are also similar words of the glossary given here at the right side of the page. Page number is 37. Okay. You can do this action afterwards also. When I speak or when I teach, you should open your books and I will explain each and every line in this poem. The poet has described the little river. Though it is a little river, but it is a very useful in human life. It is the major part of the nature. Now see, please attention. Open your books. I am going to explain the poem. You attention please, because I am going to ask some important questions while teaching the poem. Though you are not in front of me, but you will just remember the questions which I am going to ask while teaching. You also write. Suppose I have asked you 5 questions. After teaching, you also write those questions in your notebook and find answers. Suppose you cannot remember the questions. Suppose you cannot remember the questions. Then I will write 5 questions on the blackboard. Then you write all 5 questions in the classwork, not in the homework. Write all the 5 questions in your classwork after completing this poem. So I start now. Attention please, open your books. Don't disturb. Where you are sitting, that place should be silent. Keep quiet. Your full attention should be there in the book. I again repeat my sentence that the poet has described in this poem about the little river. Our little river, it meanders along. Now the river runs along, but it meanders. It just turns to this side, again turn this side. So the poet says that the little river is running, or it meanders along in summer. In summer, remember, there are also some names of seasons mentioned here. There are some words of Marathi mentioned here. So you please carefully attention. In summer, the water is only knee deep. The water in summer in the river is knee deep. Means there is a very short water in the river in summer. Particularly in a rainy season, the river is full of water, no doubt. But in summer, the river is the water of the river is only knee deep, means short. It is not full of water. There is little water in the summer season. Which season is mentioned in these lines? You just remember the question, don't write now. You try to remember the questions, and after that you can write. Suppose you cannot remember, then I will write some questions which I asked you while teaching. As cows, as carts can cross into these. You know that if there is a little water in the river, the carts, the bullocks, the cows just cross the river, can cross the river because there is some water. For banks, though high, are not steep. The bank, suppose this is the river, this is the river just running, and this is the bank, the side of the river. When there is some water, when there is some water in the river, at that time the cows, the bullocks or the carts can cross it. But if the river is full of water, the carts, the bullocks or the cows cannot cross. No sign of slime, the sand shine bright. When there is some water in the river, no sign of slime, no muddy things in the river. Sands just bright, shine. It is bright. What is bright according to the poet? What is bright according to the poet? Yes, the sand is bright according to the poet. Chirping mynas through that side, around the river, there are some birds chirping, enjoying themselves, and you know that there are some mynas. Here the poet has used the word minas. We can also use it in Marathi also. Which birds are chirping around the river? Which birds are chirping around the river? The minas, right? The minas are chirping around the river. The jackal's howl is heard there at night. When there is night, during the day, particularly in the morning, the minas are chirping, but there is night, then the jackal's howl is heard there at night. The jackal howls. Jackal is one kind of animal that howls. It cries, and we heard across lies groves of mangoes and palm. You know there are some palm trees. There are some palm trees around the river. At the bank of the river, there are palms, and there is also groves of mango. You know, groves of mango on the bank of the river. Now, the village priests dwell in their cool shade. The villagers are just dwelling at the bank of the river, and villagers, they just dwell in their cool shade. Now near the river, there are some shades, the shades of mango trees, and the priests, the people, just take the rest in the cool shade. Girls and boys bath close to the bank. When there is a water in the river, the girls and boys bath in the river. Who bath in the river? Yes, who bath in the river? The girls and the boys bath in the river. Yes. Then splashing with their gamchas as they wait at dusk and dawn once their bath is done. Now my question is, who enjoy in the rivers? You just remember the question. If you cannot remember the question, I will write 5 questions on the blackboard. After completing this poem, you can write the questions and then find out the answers of the questions in your classwork. Now, the poet has also described about the birds, mynas and other birds chirping in the near the river side. You know, there is a bath is done. They deep wash clothes to trap small fish. The boys and girls enjoy by trapping, by catching the fish. What do the boys and girls use to catch or to trap the fish? Yes, I repeat my question. What do the boys and girls use to trap the small fish? Yes, right. The boys use wash clothes, small clothes, like a handkerchiefs. They use handkerchiefs or wash clothes to catch or to trap a small fish. Yes. To their household tasks, the boys return, having used the river sand to soak catfish. Now the woman just plots the pots and washes the pots in the river. Here, D, E. am just correcting the spelling. Is it right now? Okay. So the women just come to the river and they wash their spots. Again, having used river sand to score eddies. In Ashad, clouds gather. In Ashad, clouds gather, the waters rise.